In winning state championships last weekend, the County Line Indians made history, and the Greenwood Lady Bulldogs continued their dynasty. I'm Leland Barclay, and it's my privilege to host the River Valley Sports Report, where we highlight River Valley schools and athletes. Behind the support of a huge student section, County Line became the 17th boys team to ever finish an undefeated season, and the first to win at least 45 games in doing so. Head coach Joe Brunson had this to say about going 45-0 after his team's 46-44 win over Mark Tree on Friday.
The 45-0, that's something that's remarkable. It's really cool. We went most of the year. I scheduled a really tough schedule. You go back and look at some of the teams we've played. We have played some really, really good teams throughout the year. And when I scheduled, I figured we'd pick up a couple losses along the way, and it just never happened. We came out of Christmas break, and all we had left was conference and postseason after that. So we decided just to go with it. Might as well try to go for the undefeated season.
Did you guys talk about that zero in the loss column much during the season?
I did not talk about it with them very much, but I think they talked about it some.
County Line averaged 70.2 points per game this season and scored at least 70 points 30 times. But Thursday's Class A state championship game was not one of them. The Indians were locked in a low-scoring championship game, with Mark Tree taking a 10-8 lead after the first quarter and a 21-15 lead at the half, holding County Line to just 5 first-half field goals. Mark Tree increased its lead to 29-18 with 5:36 left in the third quarter, a deficit the likes of which County Line had not faced all season. Then they started chipping away and tied the game at 33-33 after 3 quarters. County Line's trio of Andre Milam, Cooper Watson, and Caden Vest did most of the scoring and scored 4 baskets each in the game. But senior Kelby Rudd hit County Line's lone three-pointer of the second half to put the Indians up 40-37 midway of the fourth quarter. Mark Tree took a 42-40 lead, and consecutive baskets by Milam had County Line up 44-42 before Mark Tree scored for the 9th tie in the game at 44-44 with 15 seconds left. Point guard Trent Johnston took the inbounds pass, rushed up the court, and dished to Watson, who scored with 6 seconds left for the game winner. Brunson also set a record when he brought 6 players to the press conference after the game and had this to say.
Finish to the game. Defensively, we played really well. Offensively, we didn't really find our rhythm. Didn't play as well as we do normally. Maybe some people came out to watch County Line that hasn't seen County Line all year and thought that they were going to get to see a show. We got it done at the end, and we're super proud of that.
You're down 11. You're down 11 in the third quarter. You came back. You tied it up. What was the key to trimming that deficit and setting up that great finish down the stretch?
You got to start with getting defensive stops, and we did that most of the night. And then we finally started getting some scores to go along with those, and we're able to cut it down. In the locker room, on bus rides, you guys have talked about it a lot, and it did hurt. It hurt a lot, and to be able to come back and win this year makes it that much more enjoyable.
Cooper, take us through that last play. They scored with 15 seconds left to tie it. Just take us through that last play, explain everything that happened and what you saw, and just the whole play.
Well, Trent had the ball, and I thought Trent was going to take the shot. I was pretty confident, so I was trailing, getting ready to rebound, and he dished it back to me, and it was just open. It was just easy shot. Everyone else got their guy on, and the easiest shot I could have taken.
Another question for you too. You guys and several of you, you guys scored 5 field goals in the first half, which is very uncharacteristic of you guys. What was kind of the demeanor at halftime, the atmosphere in the locker room, and what did your coach say?
Well, we knew what we're capable of, so rough half. We're going to come out the second half firing and get some shots. We all know we can score it anytime we need to.
Andre, same thing. You know, you were 0 for 4 in the first half. What were you feeling at halftime, and what were you guys thinking?
I just knew I needed to settle down and just finish strong, because they stripped the ball a couple times, but I just decided to finish strong.
The game, we didn't shoot it really well in the first half. When we shot some more, we got some things going towards the basket with some cuts and some post-ups in the second half, and the guys figured out that it was working. They just kept doing it.
How big was Kelby's three-pointer?
It was big. It was when we were trying to cut that lead, and you know the crowd started getting into it. We started getting a little momentum about that same time, and that just catapulted us into the fourth quarter.
Kelby, what were you thinking on that? I mean, did it feel good when it left your hands? You think it was going in?
I thought it was going in. It felt pretty deep, but I don't really know how deep it was. But he gave me a little bit of space.
I'll take that one. He yelled green as he ran down the court.
He yelled what?
Green.
What's that mean?
It's a cash money. Yeah. Yeah. Also a 2K reference.
And of course, we asked Milam about his most valuable player award.
Man, it feels good. I didn't feel like I played the best today, but my team had my back, and we just stuck together, got it done.
The Greenwood Lady Bulldogs won their 7th state championship and 2nd straight, and 3rd in the last 4 years in an almost anticlimactic fashion on Thursday. They led from start to finish and cruised to a 58-35 win over Bologna for the Class 5A title. The Lady Bulldogs led 13-2 early, 16-9 after the first quarter, 34-16 at the half, and 51-23 heading into the fourth quarter. In a display of total team effort, Maddie Cartwright, Anna Trusty, Carly Sexton, and Brooklyn Woolsey all scored in double digits, and Adriana Russin was almost in double figures in rebounds with 9, including 6 on the offensive end. By the numbers, Greenwood scored 32 points off turnovers and had 15 second chance points. It was a dominating performance that left veteran head coach Clay Reeves nodding in agreement. Seniors Cartwright and Russin, juniors Trusty and Sexton, and sophomore Woolsey have been on a roll the entire calendar year of 2023, going 18-0 against 5A competition. That included 13 conference wins by the Mercy Rule, which means they led by at least 30 points sometime in the fourth quarter, and then beat Nettleton, Little Rock Parkview, and West Memphis in the state tournament leading up to the championship game. For Reeves, it was his 10th state championship, and we talked to the master coach after the game, as well as Cartwright, the game's MVP for the 2nd year in a row, and Trusty, the other half of Greenwood's dynamic duo.
I know this was our team goal for the year. I know that's what all of our players expected, but you know, it starts when they're young, playing, parents support them, travel coaches, junior high coaches. They just work hard their whole career, and I know this team has worked really hard this year. Basketball's a long season, but they show up whether it's 6 o'clock in the morning or if we practice at night, and if we practice 8 or 9 days in a row. They always work hard, never complain, and you know, I couldn't be any more proud of every player on our team. That helps our offense, but you know, that's the way we practice and kind of focus on that every day. That can lead to offense, but you know, we've got players that can move, that anticipate well, that are really, really smart, and that makes what our team tries to do. It makes it easy on me to have such smart players that work hard, and you know, it makes my job as a coach really easy having, you know, the team that we have, and how unselfish they are that they let all their teammates play to their strengths.
You know, you got off to the big lead, and then they cut it back to 22-16. How big was the run to end the second quarter, the first half?
I know I'm not sure what the run was, but I know we scored several there late, hit a couple big shots, and I know when Izzy hit the shot that went in right before halftime, I know that was a really big shot and a big boost So, you know, all of them are important, but, you know, this team usually does throughout the year at different points in the game have big runs, and we had a couple tonight which helped extend the lead.
Pretty good players flanked on your left and right. What's it been like coaching those two the last couple of years?
It's been great. I mean, I've coached Maddie for 4 and coached Anna for 3, and Anna still has another year left. You know, it's been great. You know, they're such a good person, hard workers, care about the team, great practice players, very unselfish, good leaders for our team. But, you know, I'm just proud of them, and the thing I think gives them you know, they've worked hard, they've made themselves great basketball players, but, you know, when you're 5'11", 6-foot guard in high school and they're on the same team and they can score and handle the ball and rebound and do the things they do, it helps our team.
It's been great, you know, getting to leave Greenwood with three rings. Not many people have done that. Hopefully Anna can too. And it's just been great to play my whole career at Greenwood because, you know, we have a pretty good fan base. Everyone, like, a bunch of parents came out today, and we probably didn't have the most students out there, but, you know, the parents made up for it, so it's always a good feeling. Starting from my freshman year, he probably was a little bit worse, not worse, but like a little harder than he is now. He's lightened up a little bit, but, you know, he'll tell us some drills and we're like, ugh, but he's like, this week he was like, this is your last time doing it, so don't gripe about it. So it's always fun. You know, sometimes he can be a little mad at practice when we're goofing off, but he always lightens up a little bit at the end of practice.
You know, it's really awesome. It felt amazing to win last year, but we started hitting more shots, you know. Like we had like a 6-point lead right before half, and then we kind of broke it off, and then the second half we just kept like building it up, so it was good.
Are the practices that Coach Reeves put you through, are they kind of worth it at this point?
Yeah, they're worth it.
In other championship games, Conway defeated North Little Rock for the girls' Class 6A state title, and we talked to Conway head coach Ashley Hutchcraft after the game, as well as Conway guard Chloe Carty, the 2-time Gatorade Player of the Year, who is headed to Stanford to play.
A battle of two, you know, known opponents. North Little Rock's awesome. They got an awesome coach. Anytime you can beat any team 3 times in a year, I think it says a lot about your program. But if you can beat North Little Rock 3 times, I think that's a testament to our team as a whole, especially our seniors, and especially these 2 young ladies that are sitting up here. It makes it really easy. So, you know, just super proud of all of them. Obviously, these 2 showed up big. Lex has been big all year. Our 2 players that are off the bench, Samaya and Emery, they're sophomores. Them 2 and Lex. Samaya and Emery could start for anybody in the state. So to have them as a spark off the bench is big. And then our other 2 seniors, Caden Beckwith, who's our point guard, and Camille, who's, you know, kind of our defensive specialist. You know, we all have a role, and I think they do their role really well.
We worked all year for this, every day on the court, outside of just practice. So to be here, we did it for each other. So.
We also talked to North Little Rock head coach Daryl Fimple, an Alma native, following the game.
Kids, I mean, they fought all year long. You know, a lot of them were back from last year, so they were pretty mature about what they were doing. And I thought we gave a great effort today. Just, you know, 50-50 balls probably hurt us most of anything. That and offensive rebounds, which we knew going in was a big part of their game. And you know, we kind of got even on the offensive rebounds, but still it seemed like they came up with some huge ones when they needed them, just to keep the distance. You know, we only got to the free throw line 14 times, which that's a big part of our game. But, you know, you got to give them credit for, you know, challenging the shots without fouling.
For the Class 6A boys title, Jonesboro slipped past Springdale 48-43. We talked with Jonesboro head coach Wes Swift following the championship.
It's not about me, it's about these dudes sitting up here. I would have loved to have been out there shooting and playing defense and all that, but my time has passed. And these dudes sitting around me right here, and there's 3 more back there in the locker room, have had an unbelievable career. There's never been a team that they were intimidated with, or a player they were intimidated with, or anything like that. And they just seem to always find ways to get it done. I'm
really feel fortunate, grateful to have spent the last 3 years with them.
We also talked to Springdale coach Jeremy Price following the game.
You never want to be, in here for this reason. Rather be, celebrating. But like I just told the team, Jonesboro was a better team today, and it's not a 7-game series. It's one game, and they played well. Proud of my guys. Proud of the effort that was made. We knew it was going to be a tough game. Knew it was going to be a low-scoring game. They just, at the end of the day, they made more plays than we did.
In other championships, Pine Bluff defeated Lake Hamilton for the Class 5A boys title. Little Rock Christian beat Blytheville for the 4A boys title, and Farmington defeated Nashville for the 4A girls championship. Manila beat Bergman for the 3A boys title, and Salem downed Lamar in the 3A girls title game. Bigelow won the 2A boys title with a win over Marshall. Mount Vernon Enola beat Conway Christian for the 2A girls title, and Mammoth Spring defeated Norfolk in the 1A girls championship game. That brings us to the weekly segment, Gimme 5. These are the top 5 performances of the past week in the River Valley. Number 1, Andre Milam earned the MVP of the Class A championship game, scoring 9 points and yanking down 7 rebounds to lead County Line to a 46-44 win over Mark Tree to complete a historic 45-0 season. Number 2, Maddie Cartwright won her 2nd straight MVP award in guiding Greenwood to a 58-35 win over Valonia for the Class 5A state title. Cartwright scored 13 points, had 5 steals, doled out 4 assists, and grabbed 3 rebounds. Number 3, the Lamar Lady Warriors stayed close to Salem for a while in the Class 3A championship game before falling 56-36. Carly Williams had 11 points and 8 rebounds, and Madison Davidson had 6 points and 11 boards. Number 4, the Howell Lady Lions lost in the Oklahoma Class 2A championship game on Saturday to Dale 48-23. Howell was making its 4th straight championship game appearance. Number 5, the Pecola Indians lost to Dale 50-33 in the Oklahoma Class 2A semifinals on Friday. Garrett Scott scored 16 points, and Dakota Terrell scored 12 points and had 8 rebounds. Basketball season might be over, but to keep up with wrestling, track, baseball, softball, and soccer action, you definitely want to check out every day of the Northwest Arkansas and River Valley Democrat-Gazette, where you will get Players of the Week, rankings, scores, and notes for the most comprehensive sports coverage in the state. You'll also want to pick up the Sunday River Valley Democrat-Gazette, available all across the River Valley, including eastern Oklahoma at Walgreens, Harps, Come and Go, and Casey's. Coming up on Sunday, we'll recognize all the area basketball players who were chosen All-State and All-Tournament from the state tournaments. You can subscribe online at rivervalleydemocratgazette.com/subscribe or by calling our customer service line at 479-684-5509. Be sure to follow the River Valley Democrat-Gazette Twitter account, as well as mine, Walter Woody's, and Harold McIlvain. In fact, you have to check out Harold's River Valley Basketball Award podcast. It's a lot better than the Oscar Award that was on recently. You can find the link on his Twitter page. You can view and purchase photos from our award-winning Arkansas Democrat-Gazette photographers that can be seen and purchased on our website, nwaonline.com/photo. Thank you for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're going to wrap up this week's River Valley Sports Report with photos from last weekend's state championship games. God bless you, and we'll see you next week.